be sure to know that the session is recorded, so you can always have that with you as reference for later. And so today's agenda will be the 5 purposes of a website, and then why do CTAs, which are call to actions, matter. Kritika will be getting into that. And to start off, we have the different types of websites. And so, we have media websites. So, for instance, like let's say you have a publication, or you're trying to have like a sort of podcast or video type of based content website. So, you can always put up like audio recordings of what it is that you do, or you can like embed videos. And so, that way of getting information across to your customers. So, that would be like a media website, that would be one type. Otherwise, you can have like a brochure website, which is the kind of website where you have like a portfolio, and this is where you can kind of display what you do. Like let's say you have a wedding photography type of website, so you can display all of your work using gallery options, so you can show all your images, show off your work in that way. So that would be more of a brochure or portfolio type of a website. And then we have the educational and informational website. So many of you might know like these type of websites for like schools or these type of educational facilities. And so this is where you'll have content that will constantly keep changing. You'll have the dynamic content. So let's say you have a particular semester, and so you have something you want to talk about with that. So those type of contents will keep changing. And so that's what an educational website would be. And then, an e-commerce website. So that is what you can use. For those of you who don't know, we have an e-commerce platform called Zoho Store. And so using this platform, you can, add in products and sell products to users, physical goods. And then you have online forums. So this is a place where you can have a lot of people in your community get together to talk. So you can raise a topic and have people talk about it and engage with each other via like a comment box or some sort of chat facility. And then you have the social media websites, which are like the likes of Facebook, Twitter, and such. So these are the different types of websites that there are to offer. And then we'll be getting into the uses of these websites. So I'll just hand it over to Kritika at this point in time. So Kritika, hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take access.
Yeah, okay, fine.
All right. So Christine was explaining about the different kinds of website. So if you actually look at the types of website, media website, brochure, educational and informational, all of these are the main, like, almost 80% of your use cases would fall under these 3 kinds of website. And it's extremely easy for you to build it on Zoho sites. E-commerce website, we have Zoho Commerce, but when you look at online forums or social media websites, that is something which is not possible for us to do. Like, you cannot build something like that using Zoho sites. So that is why we wanted to touch base on it and let you know upfront that these are all possible and these two aren't. So like I said, why? Because online forums and social media, you need to let a lot of external people get access to the website. So that is like a whole different security aspect and stuff, which is not possible for us to do with that particular cost that you are paying every month on month. It is very difficult for us to set that sort of an infrastructure. So that is the reason why it's impossible for you to build a forum or a social media website using Zoho sites. So you can have something like a forum with comment boxes and reviews, kind of a setup with Zoho site, which is like a very small thing, which can be like an add-on to your business aspect. That is something which is possible using Zoho sites. But majority, a Quora, like a platform or anything, is not possible using Zoho sites. So I hope you have a fair understanding about the types of website. If you have any questions, please raise in the question tab. Christine would get you, she would answer. Ensure you raise questions on the question tab, because we might miss out when it's raised in the chat box. All right. So getting into the topic, it's the 5 purposes of a website. So as you can see, I have highlighted 5 things. So the first is leads. So what are leads? I'm sure as business people or business owners, you would understand what leads are. So ideally, you're running a consultancy, you're running a particular service, and you want people to come and inquire. So generally leads are for business for higher value. So you could be having a construction company, and apparently for somebody to build something, it's going to take them like many lakhs or many $1,000s, and it's not an easy purchase for them to do. They cannot come look at you and make the decision immediately. It takes them some time. You need like a salesperson to contact that person and convince them to make the particular transaction. So that is why we call leads. So customers come to your website, they find you credible, they give their information to you, and you will get in touch with the customer, and then you take that particular matter forward. So that is what we call leads. So many of the businesses, like I said, manufacturing, constructions, textiles, exports, etc., they are all looking for leads. And building a website focused on building these leads are extremely important for your business. Next kind of next purpose is building an email list, or basically a community. So you could be a blogger, an influencer. There are a lot of things. A lot of people are actually taking up to the internet to make a living. And if you are one such person, email lists are extremely important, because that is like your asset. How many ever years you are in the business, when you have an active email list, that's where your money is. So where if you are that sort of a person looking to build your own profile, basically you could be a consultant, but you want people to trust you and come to you for information, then building an email list is extremely important. So that is the second purpose of a website. Third is booking and scheduling. So you could be a dentist, you could be a lawyer, you could be any of the profession where you sell your time. So basically you're not selling a service, you're selling a time. So people come, they want to schedule a time to talk to you. So that is where booking and scheduling matters. So you can see the difference between leads and the difference between bookings. Whereas in leads you're selling a service, in bookings you're selling your time. And the fourth part is giving information support or to educate users. This is something what Christine was telling about. You could be an educational institution where you have like a set of students, and you keep refreshing your content, and that particular content is only available for said users. So this is particularly important for big educational institution. Even if you are selling a product and you want to give priority support for your customers, you can use these sort of member portals to come up with information that is only for them, because they are paying you for a service. So basically they are paying you for a grander scheme of things, and this forms as a part of a thing. So you cannot give these information for free to everybody, right? Because that is your main asset, that is what your business is built upon. So you can only give access to a particular set of people, and it shouldn't be available for any Tom, Dick and Harry. So that sort of a member portal can also be built using Zoosite. So that is a fourth purpose. And the fifth purpose is selling products online. So that is basically your e-commerce platform. So you can be selling physical goods, you could be selling digital goods. There are a lot of things that internet has brought to the table right now. So selling products online is your fifth purpose. So we will be getting in depth in each of these purposes in this particular presentation. So let's get on to leads. So identifying the purpose of your website. So first is, are you selling a service? So like I said, you could be a construction, manufacturing, any sort of a business that is big scale. Like a customer is not going to make a decision immediately. They are going to come to you. They're going to be considering 4 or 5 different competition, and based on the result, based on what they find, it could be the price, it could be the quality. So basically your USPs, that's when they decide you, and then you convert them as customers. So ideally this particular purpose falls under that particular funnel. So how do you we have established the fact that leads are for business that are very high transactional. So definitely if I'm going to spend 10 rupees, I'm not going to think too much. But if I'm going to spend 1 lakh rupee, I am going to be doing a lot of research, and I'm going to talk to my friends, I'm going to talk to my colleagues, I'm going to make a lot of, I basically spend a lot of time in figuring out if this particular um, agency or this particular vendor is the person I want to have my business with. So it is important that ideally, why I explained all of this is to let you know that it's not just because you have a website, people are not going to trust you. So what you have on your website matters. So these are basically, I have listed 5 things here, so these are very important for you to get it right. So strong USP. What is USP? So what is your unique selling point? So you could be somebody, definitely price. I wouldn't say price should be your unique selling point, but that is a personal perspective. There are a lot of people in the market that will want to go to the cheapest bidder, but having price as your USP is not a great way to build your business on. So we have witnessed it time and again. So that is why we tend to tell price is not a strong USP. It could be something like the quality of the products that you use, or you might be having like a higher manpower. You could deliver your projects much faster, or anything you feel like you are bringing, and that is unique. That is your USP, and your website should sing that out. So that is your USP, is what is going to get your customers' attention. And the second thing is showcasing case studies and testimonials. So you would have definitely done some projects. So highlight, like go talk to your customers and tell them to write a few words about the relationship they had with you or your business, and highlight it on your website. So Zoho Sites has like a great section, great section where you can drag and drop. You can now actually add a photo of your client there if they give permission, and then include the small testimonial that is going to bring the trust that the customer needs to come in and fill the lead. So next is again highlighting portfolio. So all the particular projects that you have done, like you can have it as a separate page on your website and highlight it. And fourth is share your social profiles and keep your social profile updated. So leads, people might think it's not necessary for me to always keep engaging people on social media. It is when you're starting out, it might not matter, but having an active social profile is extremely important, because it lets people know who come to your website know that you're very active. Sometimes there are so many websites on the internet, people go in and they wouldn't know whether you're an active player or you're inactive, or whatever reason that may be. It is extremely important to let people know that you are active, and social media is a great way to let them know. And again, finally coming to CTAs, as Christine said, CTAs are call to actions. So it's basically, you have a flow. You tell people, hey, why should you have business with us? And then you tell A, B, C, D, C, come on, compared to the market, we are much better for so and so reason. And then you have a CTA. If you don't have a CTA, the customer is lost. They don't know what to do. So at that point, when you have a CTA that says, hey, talk to our expert, before you make a decision, hey, contact us, schedule a call, something like that. When you have that CTA, the customer has a flow. They're reading and they are convinced, okay, you are a potential agency that they can have a business with, and then they would click on it, and then they give their number. So there is it, as a person looking for a service, giving my phone number or giving my email address is not a big deal, because I want to talk to people to make a decision. So having your CTAs placed in various part of your website is extremely crucial to bring in those leads. So this is about leads. Now second is selling your time. So are you basically, like I mentioned, you could be a dentist, a lawyer, and consultant. So again, scheduling, even right now, even restaurants, because of the pandemic, restaurants as well as even stores are telling people to book a time before you visit them, um because there are so many rules and regulation now that more than 5 people or more than 6 people can't be in same room. So bookings has become extremely important. So you could be a restaurant, you could be having a retail store, you could be having anything. Having this particular feature is mandatory at this point, and customers will definitely appreciate you because they can trust your business. They will know, okay, when they come to your store, they have a slot opened and they can come and shop at peace. They will not have in their mind, oh my god, I have to go there and wait for hours before I get my slot in, etc., etc. So having this booking feature becomes extremely important at this point in time. So again, this is some like when I explain now about the corona use case, that is for people who already know your business. But what about new business? So I when I moved to my new place, I was looking for a dentist. So I can go into Google and find, like, dentists near me, but it is extremely difficult for me to find out who's credible, who isn't. So that becomes extremely important, right? So your website should not only tell, like, hey, I'm a dentist at AABC region, come visit me. I'm not going to go there because I am, like, I don't want my teeth missing. So definitely I would want to know the dentist that I'm visiting has been practicing for years. Like, I would like to read about their reviews and a lot of things that would bring me, like, build a trust in a customer. So having all of those, so let's just go through these four points here. So showcasing your experience, that is extremely important. So people will come to a dentist or a lawyer or a consultant only when they know that person is capable of doing that particular work. Second is, again, social proof and reviews. So keeping your social media frequently updated is important, as well as building reviews. So reviews are extremely crucial, and if you have reviews on your Zoho sites page, like, or even it could be like, even a Google review, everything would get crawled. And Zoho sites has a great schema, or this is an extremely technical term, but what it basically means is that your pages are crawled much easily. All of these reviews are also crawled, and beneath your search result, right, you can see the star ratings. So this basically increases. So if as a user, if I am going in and searching dentist near me, and then I see you on Zoho sites there, and you have like a rating 4.5, 4.8, and then I see something else down there, there's no rating, I am inclined to go and click on your particular business, because I know, okay, some like, people have visited you, people like you, people trust you, that's why they have rated you. So it's a human psychology, and that is why it's important to build your reviews, get customers to, like, review your business or practice. And again, third thing is highlight testimonials, your awards, your certifications, your license, whatever, it needs to be highlighted on your website. And finally, again, CTA. Like I said, you can have all of these information, but if you don't have a CTA, if you don't have give people the way to reach you, they are not going to reach you. They're going to be like, hey, I don't know how to get in touch with this person, let me go find the next person. It's as easy for people to find somebody else to go to. So don't give them the opportunity. Like, use CTAs wherever necessary and get people to contact you. Another thing, when we are talking about bookings, is that you can let people schedule a slot. You can also let people to, like, basically convert into a lead, get them to fill a form, and but you need to have, like, somebody in the back end looking at this information and contacting them immediately. So this is very time sensitive. If you don't contact them immediately, they're going to go to somebody else. So that is why bookings become important, because when they schedule something, they are giving you their email address. You're also collecting information about your customers, and an automated email goes to them saying, hey, your slot is confirmed. So customer knows, okay, this person is available, they will definitely see me. So that is why we say, when you're selling your time, booking or scheduling your time is extremely important. Do not go into the lead module, because you will be losing business that way. So next is wish to be a publisher, you wish to build an audience. So basically, this particular purpose is for bloggers, or generally anybody who's trying to build a follower. Like, it, like, you can see, like, a lot of Instagram influencers, they are trying to build a lot of followers on their Instagram page. Uh, but building followers on Instagram page is only restricted to Instagram. The moment Instagram decides to close their business, you are going to lose all the people. So it is extremely important. You can have followers anywhere, like in your social media, in even your physical email list or etc. Having a email list and having a separate domain for yourself becomes important because it is your asset. No one else has control over it. You have all of that information. People have decided to give you the email address, and that is why building an email list is extremely crucial. So but again, it's not as simple as just I come in and I look at you, okay, you're collecting your email address, I will give you my email. No, it doesn't work that way. So if you want to become an influencer, if you are looking to build a follower, you need to be creating a lot of content. You need to let people know you're a thought leadership. You need to let them know you know what you're talking about. Only then customers will come and they will be like, hey, this person is putting out useful information, I'm sure I would like to read their content. So I will give the email address, and as and when you publish something, an email goes to them and they open up and they read. So that is extremely crucial. So without putting out a lot of content, um, you cannot become an influencer. You cannot become a thought leadership. So again, you need to post frequently. You need to build a social presence. For the other use cases, building a social presence is not necessary. I told be active on social media, but here you need to build a social presence. You need to interact with people. You need to go tag people. You need to create that sort of a relationship with your audience. Only then they will trust you and follow you. And also now content alone is not important. Videos have taken over. So whatever content you create, you need to complement it with a video as well. And again, we are talking about member portal also here. It is a great feature that Sites has, so that is why I felt the need to put it here. You don't really have to restrict content, but a lot of people, what they do is they put out a ton of free content out there. Yes, they know, I know what I'm talking about, and then I create a module that says, how you can build, you want to become an influencer like me, I will tell you how you can do it, but you need to pay me for that. So that becomes a business model for me. Yes, I have an email list, how do I make money out of it? So this is how a lot of people are doing around the world. So I create a model. So whatever I have done, I have used all of that particular information, I put it in a model, and then I put it inside my member portal. So people who pay for the member portal, they get access to this or something like that. So you can create restricted access content because you are investing a lot of time and effort into this. So you need to monetize it at some time. So that time, the member portal becomes extremely crucial. And then again, CTA. So CTA is like, subscribe to my email list, subscribe now, try to use it across all your, you're putting out content, you're putting out video, use the CTAs below all of your content to increase your email list. So generally people do not come to your homepage alone. So when you're putting out a lot of content, Google is going to rank you for various kinds of keywords. So you wouldn't know where the customer is coming from. So whatever page they land in, you need to have your CTA there. Only then customers are going to sign up for you to your email list. No customer is actually going to is going to be so impressed that they're going to find where the sign up box is and make it easy for people to sign up to your email list. So that is extremely important. So finally, member only content. Again, this is something Christine already explained. You could be having an educational institution where you need to keep putting out new content every semester, or you could be providing a service, and additionally this becomes important, right? You need to train them on those particular things. You're selling some product, you need to give them some sort of a training material, and you don't want these information to be available to the public because you are building a business based on this. So these are exclusive for paying customers. So at that point of time, the member portal becomes extremely important. So a lot of people will ask you to sign up to get support. So that is also extremely easy to do with Zoho Sites. So again, once you have a website, okay, this is what I need a website for, and then you build a website. Customers will have to only sign up, only then they get access to content. and you can have like a chat window there, and you can provide priority support. So you don't want to give support to any Tom, Dick, and Harry who comes to a website. No, because they might pay you, they might pay for it, they might become your customer later, they might not. So investing that time and putting customer support agent over there is it might not be feasible if you're starting out a business and you don't really have so much amount of money to invest in support. So at that point of time, when you create a portal, you can actually give priority support to anybody who comes into the portal and raise a query. So that is why this particular feature becomes extremely important. It complements a lot of business because you can streamline your support process. You can provide priority support when and to the people that definitely need you. They are paying for you, you are entitled to provide them support, and this is one way of doing it effortlessly. And also you can create very specific support documents and videos and give all of that to only members that matter to you. So again, CTAs are important. So chat now, contact. So make it extremely easy for people because they are paying members. They require that particular priority support. Make it easy for them to get in touch with you. Have CTAs like this across. I would suggest having a CTA on the footer so that it is available across the website. So this is another purpose. And finally is it is selling products online. So now almost all businesses found the need to sell online. So a lot of businesses are going if you're having a retail store, even if you're selling groceries, a lot of people have migrated to the online forum, and they are selling. And a lot of customers are also looking to move online. So creating an e-commerce website has become mandatory. So that is the reason I put it in here. So as you can see, Zoho sites, you cannot build a feature where you can sell, but we have another product called Zoho Commerce. So what you can do with Zoho Commerce is basically build a storefront and add your products there, so people can come click on it. It works seamlessly. You have all the payment and shipping options, and customers can easily check out. So again, CTAs are buy now on all your product pages. And even if you don't have so many products to sell, there's another option called the buy now button, which you can basically host the product on Zoho Commerce and create the buy now button, take it and list it on Zoho sites. So you can, if you only have 4 or 5 products to sell, we do not advise people to go and build a separate online store. So basically you can have Zoho Commerce as a backend, and you can create these buy now buttons and put it on your Zoho sites and create a seamless checkout operations for your customers. So I hope you have understood the 5 purposes of a website. Christine, do you think we need to take some answers at this point? Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, Kritika, there is one question. Praveen Kapoor is asking, he wants to build an affiliate marketing type of a website, and it should display only products from Amazon, and how we can go about helping him with this. Maybe would commerce be a solution, or
So Praveen, it's not commerce is not the right solution, because commerce is to check out, but you can use sites as a solution where you can create a listing for each, and when they click on it, you can have those UTM codes embedded into it, and it can take people back to your Amazon. So you can definitely do something like that using Zoho sites. That is not something that you can do using Zoho Commerce. So we can probably we can ask the team, Christine, actually Praveen had emailed me earlier about this.
okay,
So we can also cross verify and see if somebody else has done a similar model, and we can definitely help you out with that, Praveen.
for sure.
Yeah. Any other questions you feel at this point?
I'm just taking a look.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. There's a question from Shankar asking, can we upgrade our Zoho site website as it is from Zoho site to Zoho Commerce and vice versa? I think he's asking if we need to upgrade in order to use between each platform.
So Shankar, if you want to migrate your Zoho sites to Zoho Commerce, you can write to us. We can help you out in the back end. Like somebody from our team can help you do that. So definitely write to us at marketing@zohosites.com, and just put in our email address. So we can do that. That can definitely be done, Shankar. All right, so I'll just go ahead with the presentation. And there's only a couple more slides, and then we'll come back to more questions, Christine.
Yeah, Kritika, I'll answer them in the meantime, but yeah.
So how do you design your website? So we understood the purpose, and the next is the perception. So when you are writing the content, like I told you, what are the information that needs to go into each of these websites? So the perception is how you want your brands to see you. So you can have a very casual tone. So I am looking to be an influencer. I'm looking to build an email list. I would have the tone would be extremely casual. But I am looking to build a business. I'm looking for leads. I would like to keep my language a bit professional, because and same way, even scheduling a time, as a lawyer I can't talk very casually to my customers, right? So I need to have a professional tone. So you need to keep that in mind, and basically understand how the customer would like to see you, and then create your copy based on that. And call to action is something I explained in detail. And finally is the user experience. So there are multiple ways. So to start out, all of these might not be on your plate, and I wouldn't suggest that. So once you start seeing traffic on your website, once you start seeing traction on your website, that is when you need to provide chat support. Like if your business, you can instantly get in touch with people if you have like somebody manning the chat at all times. You can have pop-ups. You can have basically, if a person has visited your website, you can run retargeting ads. So wherever they are on the internet, they keep seeing you over and over again. So there is a statistics that says a customer has to look at your business, your particular logo, whatever you claim, at least 3 to 5 times for them to believe you. So retargeting ads become extremely important in that case. So if you are in the business, if you are online looking for leads, then retargeting ads is something that you should definitely look at, because they are extremely low cost. So each click is like not as expensive as Google ads at all. So it is one of the this is what I tell a lot of people who are looking to go get into paid marketing. Start with retargeting ads, and you will really understand the demographics of people who are trying to get in touch with you, and then you can upgrade to the other paid model. So, and another thing is, right now, whatever I have explained, they are basic models. So I have clearly defined a use case and then given a solution. So you are in this business, look at leads. You are in this particular, you're looking to build a followership, look at building your email list. But again, as you grow, it will not be as simple as that. So if you are running a business, and like looking for leads, you might want to create a member portal for customers who have signed up for you, right? So there are a lot of customers who are paying a lot of money, and you would like to give them dedicated support. So you might have to build a member portal for them. So eventually you will move into a hybrid model. But today's session is about the customers who are looking to go online, so that time it's simpler for you to set smaller goals, a smaller purpose, and then take your business online. This way you know exactly how to scale, where to scale. If you look at it from a bigger picture, if you say I want this A B C D, your investment is going to go high, and it's extremely difficult for you to grow. So that is why it is important to set smaller goals. Once you hit that goal, move into like, okay, now I have online, I wanted to get 100 qualified leads. Now I've hit the 100 qualified leads, and these qualified leads had converted into so many customers, and I would like to provide them with dedicated support. This way your USPs keep increasing. So a customer that comes in, none of your competition is providing them dedicated support, and dedicated support like 24/7, and you do, that becomes a USP. So you can basically use various chunk of these models and create a hybrid model that works for your business. So I hope I hope. I mean, this is like a lot of information to for you to incur. So do write to me at marketing@zohosites.com. I get what so when you email to this particular email ID, I get your emails, my manager gets your emails, Christine gets your emails. So we will definitely get in touch with you to help you understand what is the right model for you and how you need to look at your moving online, making your business digital. Feel free to write to us at marketing@zohosites.com. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Christine. And we will be sending out the recording on Monday. Christine, please make note. We'll send the recording out on Monday. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a great day ahead.